Welcome to Success in Motion. Join us as we dive deep with top leaders, entrepreneurs, and professionals, uncovering strategies to grow, scale, and succeed.
Welcome back to the Success in Motion podcast. I'm your host, Alex Burho, and today we're going to be joined by Brandon Withers. He's a quality assurance inspector, and he's got some cool insights about his story to tell us. So, Brandon, thanks for jumping on here today.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem.
So, Brandon, go ahead and just catch us up on what you do, a little what you were telling me before.
As far as what I do now,
Yeah.
right now I work for Delta Airlines as a quality assurance inspector, but my title is more of a APU ambassador. I go from station to station trying to find opportunities where we can find, the opportunities to find where we can cut fuel costs. Fuel costs is one of the biggest expenditures in any airline company. So I go around trying to find ways that we can, cut here, cut there, make a new program and promote new things that we can, green opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about your story. How did you end up there? What kind of drew you towards it?
Well, we start at the beginning, I guess. The beginning was I was in the Air Force. I was about 17 years. I left Ramstein, came back home to North Carolina. Um, there, I was working at a pharmaceutical company, and I didn't like it. Just being honest with you, I didn't like the hours. I was just a drain on me. So I got an opportunity to become a project manager for demolition company, hazardous waste demolition, and I love that job. And and it went on. That job went on for a while. I had some issues with that particular position. I'm more of a give me what I need, let me go, let me run, let me do this. Just more over the shoulder manager kind of thing. And I didn't like that too much, so I moved on. I left there and I went to Portland, Oregon, and there I was a safety specialist for Alaska Airlines, to a third party company, and things kind of went downhill for me. The position got cut, and I was divorced. Of course, I was divorced at the time, and I didn't have too much money. I was kind of, struggling by, just doing okay. Well, I lost that position, and I lived in a homeless village for a little while, veterans homeless village for a little while. And after that, I got a call from my ex-wife saying my daughter was, being a little misbehaving a little bit, and daddy had to come home and straighten it out. And I came home. Right before I came home, I got a phone call from down here in Atlanta. I said, "Hey, we got a position for you just in time." So I came home. I came back, I came here to Atlanta. I was working for Frontier Airlines as a training manager and safety manager. Things were going good. My daughter was living with me. That that went well for a while. Then the third party company I was working for lost the contract with the airport. So then again, I'm without a job, but I still have my military benefits to fall back on for a little bit. And I did that. I stayed around with my daughter for about a year, through her senior year of high school. And right when she graduated, I got a phone call again, Delta Airlines. And now I am here working for them. I enjoy this company. It's one company that I don't feel like a number. You know, they allow you opportunities to do different things and spread your wings and not be so much of a micromanager. So I'm allowed to, express myself, you know, open the doors, do opportunities, and everything's going well so far. But if I had time to give the details, it's been really been a rocky road since my divorce.
Yeah.
Trying to stay on my feet and losing a lot of stuff, but I have made it to a place now where I can stand on my own feet right now and just take care of myself and my kids the best way I can.
That's awesome. And that's awesome that, you were had the courage to go from, military to pharmacy to being all these other different places. Um, so as you've been going throughout these different industries, what would you say is something that's you've learned from it that's helped you really kind of build yourself up and set yourself apart?
Well, I would say that it gives you a bigger breadth of experience in different things. As far as management, the people, the different cultures you get to work in. So the next job isn't so much of a hard, you know, it's not so hard to do, because each different job has its different cultures.
Hmm.
And when you finally get to a place like where I am now, I've seen it. I've already been what's the word I'm looking for? Immersed in different, cultures, and now I can say, hey, I know how to talk to people.
Hmm.
I can, sit in a room of CEOs and still feel comfortable, you know, or I can sit in a room full of, uh, co-ops and still feel comfortable. I have no problem standing in front of people and talking. So I don't get nervous. So that makes everything much better. And when people look at your resume, they can see that wide breadth of experience. And knowing that I did certain things along the way, make the company's job easier. So that way they don't have to try to explain things too heavily to me, and I can just get on the road and get running. So that's been very good for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that you're able to just jump right in and kind of be comfortable no matter where you are, that's a very vital skill to have.
Yes.
Um, so if someone listening right now wants to get better at a lot of those things, what tips and tricks would you give them?
Open mindedness. When you move to a new position, I know like I've always been a fan of aviation. And when I left aviation, it left a hole in me. And now I had to learn a whole new skill set. And just be open to learn new things, because just because your mind is set on one particular course of action, take what you learn, take this opportunity to learn things. You can bring it back to where you are and where you want to be. So don't be like, oh yeah, I'm aviation minded, and now I work for a construction company. Take what you learned from the construction company and apply it. If you decide to go back in the aviation world like I did, you can apply it.
Mhm.
So it's military world, civilian world, two different worlds.
Yep.
And the civilian world is not, realize that as far as military goes, the civilian world is a different world. And you can't always bring some of the habits you have with you. Yeah, that's one of the hard parts I had when I first started working in the civilian world. And I had those military habits. You know, I was used to telling somebody, get out of my office and you ain't got to worry about HR coming down on you. You can, say different things, and you can, patronize different people in a fun way. But, you got to get rid of some of those habits. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go into that a little bit as well. So again, we've had a couple other people in the military on our show, and if someone is looking at that transition, going from being in the military to now going back to the civilian world, what other tips or tricks would you give around that?
um, I would say if you didn't take the time to go to school, pick up another trade. It feels, when you got to military, it feels like it's the end of the world. You lose everything. You really lose yourself. And it's, you lose this identity that you have in the military. You didn't lose it. It has to transform. Take the way you were and transform it. And how do I say it? Be yourself, but don't be yourself. It's very hard for people to come to, like you say, somebody's come out the military right this moment. It's gonna be very hard
Yeah.
to acclimate into the way people talk and the way people move, and it's gonna feel very strange, and you're gonna get really irritated at how people just basically talk.
Hmm.
Open mind. Okay, I'm not there anymore. I gotta change up
Absolutely.
and just go to school, learn something new. Because the military will, you might come in as a particular job, and in the course of doing the course of growing in the military, you get slapped with new responsibilities all the time, and new responsibility, new responsibility. Tech just has the same. It's a new responsibility added to your toolbox.
Love that. So again, that open-mindedness, that adding new skills, that's amazing. I love it. So it sounds like overall things are going pretty well for you now. And I know
Now,
a lot of people, especially, as they're coming out of the military, as they're looking at their life, they're looking towards the future and they're looking
mhm.
at, hey, how can I create some passive income to enhance or even help when those times get extra hard? What have been your thoughts about creating that passive income?
Well, it's not necessarily the first thought when you first come out of the military. Your first thought is, what am I going to do? What company is going to take me? And there are companies out there that would take you as you are, and you can probably stay in the same career field that you were in when you were in the military. But take that hobby that you had. I have a woodworking hobby. I started off, just fixing chairs around my neighborhood. Hey, because I kept my garage door open, people always saw me out there buzzing around with saws and stuff, and they would stop by like, "Hey, I got this. Can you fix this?" Sure. And then as time went on, hey, I got my brother has a chair in his back. He's in waiting to restore. Would you do it? And then all of a sudden, you know, $20, $50 here. Then all of a sudden, your name gets out a little bit further, and you start making a little bit of, at least something to take care of one bill or some gas money or a food bill, and you start doing that. So those hobbies you picked up along the way can make you a little bit of money, but it's going to take a little bit of money to get there. Because I didn't have all the tools I needed. And over the course of time, I started, you know, buying this particular saw, these particular clamps, you know, and because I had to have them to restore certain items. So it's don't be discouraged by the upfront cost of trying to take that hobby to the next level. Because when you get there, you get there, and your name will get out, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be a little dry. You're gonna advertise, and you may not get none. You might get one customer, and that one customer be like, "Hey, let me call my so and so. He got these. Okay, tell him to bring them on. How long it take you? It take me a week. Okay, it takes time. Nothing happens fast when you come out the military. It's don't get discouraged. Take those hobbies, use them to make money. You don't care if you just draw anime, which I also do too. I've sold some paintings of anime. Between 20 and $50, depending on how the size and amount of time it took me. You know, I had one guy came and wiped my whole collection out.
It's awesome.
I made about $350
Hmm.
because he liked what I did. You know, I just say, just don't get discouraged when you come out. Find that thing you're good at. If you were good at working on cars and you used to work on everybody's car in the parking lot and on base, hey, do that just for that little extra residual income. You know how gas prices are now.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Well, I love it. Again, find that thing you're excited about, that you're good at, build on it, be patient as it's building. I love it.
Mhm.
So, as we're kind of wrapping up our interview, what plans or upcoming things do you have coming in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, right now I'm kind of engulfed in my job right now. It requires me to travel a little bit. So right now, say the next 3 months, I'll be traveling in and out. But after that, I'm gonna try within the company, try to move to a different position. Broaden my horizons because I pretty much did almost everything in the aircraft world. I know a little bit about everything. I'm pretty good at most things. So I have that, like I said, I mentioned before, that wide breadth of experience. I've done almost all of it. So I know how to look at the big picture, and in whatever position I fall in, what it, hey, I already know. So after those 3 months, just trying to move up in the company, you know, and I don't have any outside things that I'm working on right now. So my daughter's in college. I have a 10-year-old son that lives with his mother. So trying to focus on, you know, being around my son and making sure my daughter picks my pockets dry every chance she gets. But I am in a place now. If I had time to tell you the details of my journey, you, but I don't. But I am here now, and I'm gonna tell everybody, especially the guys transitioning out of the military, it's not the end of the world. It's just gonna take time, and be patient. That's all I can say. You know, take it as it comes. We all taught to be resilient, how to adapt to our of environment, where would they, Uncle Sam used to put us, adapt. That's all. That's all it is. Adaptation.
Well, Brandon, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts and your insights. And again, lots of really good tips and tricks there. If someone would like to connect with you more, what would be the best way to do so?
I would say probably my LinkedIn account, first name, last name at LinkedIn, or I don't know if I can get my email out, but
Yeah, go for it.
as Brandon Withers 30 at gmail.com. Again, Brandon Withers 30 at gmail.com. BRANDON WITHERS 30.
Perfect. All right. Well, Brandon, thanks again for your time. And
Not a
we'll catch.
problem. I'm glad you consider me, sir.
Absolutely.
I wish
We'll
I had
catch
more time to
everyone.
say. I wish I had more time to tell you more of the story, but
Absolutely.
we do.
All right. We'll catch everyone on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into Success in Motion. Want to share your story? Visit successinmotionpodcast.com /guest to apply and be featured on the show.